What's up guys, Chef Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So today I'm going to show you one exercise that I promise is going to change your life. Literally, because you're going to do it every single day. But it's going to take you no more than a minute, maybe a minute and a half to knock this thing out and to start making big improvements in a lot of different areas. Number one, if you have bad posture, rounded shoulders, you're going to fix that. Number two, if you have strength imbalances, this is going to go a long way towards fixing that. Number three, if you have maybe some weaknesses on some of the bigger lifts that you can't figure out why, there's just be training you as you add weight to the bar. I'm going to show you how to do that and why this is going to have such a big impact. And finally, maybe you have some mobility issues. Your shoulders just don't have the mobility that you wish they would. This is going to help that as well by doing this every single day. Now again, you probably think, Jeff, you never advocate anything every single day. I'm telling you, you can do this every day because it's not an overload or a strength exercise. It's going to strengthen you, but it's done with very light resistance with the use of just one single band. And more so, you're going for better mind muscle control over muscles that are inherently weak and ignored. All right, so what the exercise is a band pull apart. Now, before you say, oh, I've done band pull aparts, I knew the answer here, no big deal. Actually, I don't know if you've been doing band pull aparts exactly right, and that's the key. Doing these the right way is going to help you to get all those benefits we just talked about. So, firstly, what do you not want to do? When you do a band pull apart, you don't want to simply grab a band overhand like this and then pull them apart. Because that's what it really is, right? It's a band pull apart. But that's the wrong grip. By going in this overhand position, you're literally internally rotating your shoulder with this elevation to do and perform the exercise. And that's the first thing you guys should know by now. I don't advise you to do. Anytime you can get into external rotation of your shoulder, you're going to be putting yourself in a better position long term. Because we don't get enough external rotation. We don't activate the rotator cuff often enough. So by simply taking this underhand grip here, we have to get into an externally rotated position of our shoulder to perform the exercise. The second thing a lot of times what people will do is they'll just bang away at 100 reps of this. Just keep doing 100 reps of these every single day, or 150 or 200 reps, high reps. I'm discouraging you from doing that because that's not what the real goal here is. Likely the muscles that need to have all this retraining done are not being done properly. Just doing the high rep totals of bad rep quality is not going to fix the problem. Lower rep totals of good quality is going to help you go a long way towards fixing that stuff. So high quality, lower reps if needed, but consistency is the key. The next thing you want to make sure that you're doing here is maybe not just doing straight band pull aparts, straight to the back, because all you're working on there and focusing on is one function of the shoulder blades, and that is their ability to protract and retract. And some people say, well, isn't that the whole point of doing band pull aparts, is to work more on the retraction ability of your shoulder blades? I would argue, not really. Not really. Because we get a lot of retraction work when we're doing any type of rowing or back work. What we need to work more on is our ability to develop the strength in the lower traps, to develop the strength in our shoulder blades and the stability while we're doing upward elevation and downward elevation, because as barbell athletes, let's say when we have to press up overhead, we need to be able to get up and over, right? We don't want to keep everything down here at the level of our shoulders. We need to be able to get the arms up overhead, and to do that, it requires upward rotation of the shoulder blades and scapula as you go up, and then downward rotation on the way down, but more importantly, stability and strength through there. So what you want to do is you take that underhand grip on the band, you try to get your elbows in a little bit tight and your hands out a little bit wider. So right away, we get a little external rotation by having the hands wider than the elbows. Okay, not just starting out here or keeping everything directly in line. A little bit wider on the hands than on the elbows. Then when we go and we want to do our pull apart, we don't just stay right here in this plane, right even with the shoulder. Instead, we want to go up high from here and then pull down and back. Up and high, down and back. And you can see that when I go up, you can clearly see the upward rotation of the shoulder blades there, and then the downward rotation back towards each other with the rhomboids still working. So we haven't really sacrificed the activity of that retraction of the shoulder blades by having us still go up over our head into this upward rotation, downward rotation. So again, because I have my hands outward and I'm pulling this way, we're getting external rotation, activating the rotator cuff, we're getting those lower traps to stabilize during that rotation, and we're still getting that protraction, retraction of the shoulder blades. So why is this such a big deal and why is it so important? Because again, when we talk about strength imbalances, it's always going to be dominant front side to back side. I don't care how much you do on the back side and how much pulling you think you're doing. I can always tell you you're not doing enough. Doing this just once a day, 20 to 30 reps in high quality is going to go a long way towards helping you to fix this issue. The next thing is we talked about mobility. A lot of times we can't get shoulder mobility because our arms are naturally internally rotated. So that we actually develop the strength of the external rotators a little bit more, they help the glenohumeral joint for the humerus to sit a little bit lower and with more room inside the socket, so I can actually start to see improvement in mobility just by strengthening the right muscles instead of having that delt to rotator cuff dominance and imbalance. So we want to fix that too. And then when it comes to the fact that we need to just have overall better posture, anytime our shoulders are going to be rounded more because of all this dominant front side work, we can fix that so that they sit backwards a little bit more because we've strengthened the muscles on the back side, and instantly you've got better posture. So guys, trust me on this one. High quality reps every single day with just a band. You're not going to be overloading to the point where you're breaking down muscle tissue. There's not a high eccentric component here. There's no heavy weights being used here. It's muscular re-education at its best, and it's something you really need to work on. If you guys found this helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. I always say here, guys, if you want to look like an athlete, you got to train like an athlete. Athletes need to be overhead. They need to be able to do things overhead without having to worry about their bodies betraying them in the process. Start working on the things that a lot of other people don't think that matters that much, and I'm telling you, it's going to go a long way towards developing the entire complete physique, and that's what we always focus on at ATHLEAN-X.com, guys. All of our programs are available over there. They're going to help you to not just look like an athlete, but train like one in the process. All right, guys, we'll be back here again in just a few days. Leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that for you in the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you soon.